A mass murderer killed 11 Jews in a synagogue in Pittsburgh because he believes Donald Trump's rhetoric about an invasion coming to our southern border. Congressman Steve King believes that rhetoric and uses that rhetoric himself. Here is Steve King on the campaign trail in Iowa yesterday when he was asked to specify any policy disagreements, ideological disagreements that he has with the mass murderer who killed those people in Pittsburgh.
This Saturday, there was a shooting at a synagogue in Pittsburgh that tragically left 11 people dead. And the terrorist who committed this crime, he was quoted as saying, "They bring invaders in that kill our people. I can't sit back and watch our people get slaughtered." You, Steve King, have been quoted as saying, "We can't restore our civilization with other people's babies." You and the shooter both share an ideology that is...
No, don't you do that. Do not associate me with that shooter. I knew you were an ambusher when you walked in the room, but there's no basis for that, and you get no question and you get no answer. No, you're done. We don't play these games here in Iowa. No, you're done. You crossed the line. It's not tolerable to accuse me to be associated with a guy that shot 11 people in Pittsburgh. I am a person who has stood with Israel from the beginning. The length of that nation is the length of my life. And I've been with them all along, and I will not answer your question, and I'll not listen to another word from you. And this is over if he keeps talking. This is over if you don't stop talking. I'm leaving.
I think he's given his answer. I think that his answer is his answer. Yes, please. Sir?
Stop it.
Sir,
Why did you meet with the White Springs?
Sir, that's it.
You're done. I would ask whoever is guarding this door to lead this man out of the room.
And so we have no idea if there are any ideological differences between Steve King and the mass murderer in Pittsburgh. The man asking those questions is Caleb Van Fossen. Joining us now is J.D. Scholten. He's the Democratic candidate running for Iowa's 4th congressional district, running against Steve King. Mr. Scholten, in the final, you have 3 days of campaigning left. In those final 3 days, what are the closing issues for you?
Well, we're going to continue to get out there to the people, and that's what we've been doing for the last 15 months. There's 39 counties in this district, and I've gone to all 39 counties 3 different times, and the last time we did a town hall in each county. And so we're just going to go back to several areas where we just want to go one last time and just talk about health care, talk about an economy that works for all of us, and talk about how frustrated most of the people in this 4th district are with Washington and how special interests dictate our democracy.
And Steve King won the seat 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, with a 23-point winning margin. You've closed that gap. Is that as much about Steve King's performance in office as it is about the issues you're campaigning on?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. People have been frustrated with King for several years now, but they haven't had a candidate that they trust. And that's why we got out there to the people so much, because we really want to just focus on and being accessible. And if people had questions, be there, because I believe in the philosophy that if you get out there, you prove that you're trustworthy, and you prove that you're going to fight for the people of your district, you're going to earn votes. And that's what we're doing. And that's how we brought this race from 22 points to 10 to 6, and now on Monday to 1.
And you're talking to voters who've been voting Republican, certainly a lot of them, for most of their lives. They're accustomed to voting Republican. Do you have a particular pitch to Republican voters about why they'd want to switch parties this time?
Well, I mean, there's not one issue or anything like that. It's just representing what the district is and talking a lot about agriculture, because we're the 2nd most agriculture producing district in America. And that's the most frustrating thing, is because you have a King going off on a tangent about some mayoral race in Canada and some far extreme group in Austria and retweeting neo-Nazis. But at the same time, he's not on the Farm Bill Conference Committee fighting for the things that the people in this district need. And that's the big thing that people are starting to realize and saying, you know what, enough is enough. And before you'd always just hear, oh, that's just Steve King being Steve King, like that weird uncle. You don't hear that anymore. And you have people out there who are frustrated and looking for other options.
J.D. Schulten, candidate for Congress in Iowa's 4th Congressional District. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.